Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the quarterfinals of the Women's Olympic Sevens. This one, New Zealand versus the People's Republic of China, a matchup that we have already seen take place throughout this Olympic Games. But New Zealand, they come through as top qualifier for their group, and then China, they did manage to get themselves the 8th place qualification, which is how these two sides meeting each other. Here in New Zealand, starting lineup will be Resi Pori-Lane, Georgia Miller, Sarah Hirini, Michaela Blyde, Jasmine, Felix Hotham, Setefano, and also Woodman Whitcliffe, will be in the starting side for New Zealand here as well. In her last Olympic game, she has announced that she will be retiring from the Sevens after this one does come to a close. Not this game, of course, but the Olympics in general. And what a great career she has had so far for the New Zealanders. But both sides are already out on the field. China, they have got a few changes compared to what they did have in their first and second game due to injuries. So hopefully they are going to be able to get through this game unscathed as the matchups do wear on. But China is their captain, and we are just about underway, ladies and gentlemen. China will be kicking off from right to left for the 7 a.m. New Zealand time kickoff. So hopefully you guys who are from New Zealand are doing very well, but New Zealand slapping it back onto their side, and now Michaela Blyde. In fact, it's going to be Setefano, who is already through. Some good pace being shown by China's defence, but Sarah Hirini also showing her own pace. New Zealand score within 17 seconds of the start of this quarter-final. Top of the morning, mate. I may say Sevens probably has the best crowds, or must say Sevens probably has the best crowds in the Olympics. Yeah, they've had some massive numbers. The biggest ever crowd for a women's sevens event taking place yesterday, or I believe actually the day prior. And that was with 64,000. Watching on score predictions. Well, China are a very hard side to predict because we saw them struggle in 2 out of their 3 games. But the other game, they absolutely dominated the Fijians. They won at 40 points to 12, which no one saw coming. And I think that was really the upset of this whole tournament. Good evening, /morning, Hamish. Thank God this is on board and turning to drink, says Fleshin. Hopefully you are drinking responsibly, Fleshin, as it's probably been a relatively long day for yourself. I assume you're at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. for you at the moment. I never quite get the UK's time zone right. I know that South Africa, it is that 10 hours difference, but yeah, I'm not sure about the UK. That is going to be kicked out by New Zealand, getting it wrong there off the reset. And New Zealand all the way shouldn't be too difficult. Any upsets in the quarters? I don't see too many of them not going the way that people expect. France, I believe, will win theirs. USA should beat Great Britain, but maybe Great Britain could get themselves a win. USA did look a little bit shaky in their last game, so if there was going to be an upset, I would say it's probably that one. But, you know, Ireland will have to work extremely hard to beat the Australians, but they kept close with them in the last game. Now New Zealand trying to get that position back. Gu had that position for China. Now driving forward nicely. Zhu Yang, the position again. It does seem like at the moment, oh, that's a great run up the middle for their captain. Michaela Blyde's going to try and shut her down. 10 metres out from the line, and Blyde has managed to make the tackle. There was a good release. Michaela Blyde somehow shutting that one down. Zhao Yang now gets the pass away to the right-hand side. Got quite a Kiwi contingency amongst the coaches for China. It has been said throughout this Olympics that they have got a little bit of a style similar to New Zealand. These two sides matching up will always be very entertaining. Responsibility is the only brand of alcohol I drink, says JYD. Nice pass on the outside for China now. New Zealand defending well just out from their try line. Setefano trying to get the turnover, but wasn't quite able to. That's a big shot from Hirini. Maybe a little bit high on Ran Hong Ting. Just making sure that she was all right there. Oh, that's head on head. Now, that might be a yellow card for Sarah Hirini. We have seen them given throughout this Olympics competition. And hi, Hamish says, Aniki, welcome in. Hope you are keeping well. And good evening from the US, from us in Germany, says Thilda there. Welcome in. Hope you are keeping well. How goes it, Hamish, says Bill. Fast-paced early start for these two sides. I think Sarah Hirani's a little bit concerned. That's head-on-head. And she did apologise to her, but they have to ask 3 questions. It's how much force is there? Is there mitigation? Or it's a recommendation of a yellow card. Very lucky for Sarah Hirani. And that could have been tournament over for a lady who has worked so hard to get back. Oh, they've just said for context, Run Hong Ting is 6 foot tall. Hirani, like they've said, she'll be very happy to only have a yellow for that one, as she could have been missing the rest of the tournament. Damn, China has been dangerous, says Mr. All-In. I should mention New Zealand, one of the only sides, I believe, who haven't had some sort of injury to their starting 12. They are still the same. But, you know, you look at Australia, they lost Shave. China have lost 2 players. Fiji, I believe, lost 2. Other sides having to dig real deep. Tournament over, says JYD. It is not now, though, because she only got the yellow card. So she's all good now. But it could have been worse for Sarah Hirani. Ball about to be fed in, though, by China. They are 10 metres out from New Zealand's line. Going to be nicely running off the back air. Wide cut out pass. China will score. And that is a fantastic bit of work. Though Jin Rong, I believe, is the try scorer. Some of my name pronunciations might not be the best, but the momentum shift. They shave out, says JYD. She was from that knee injury in one of the first matches, so they did have to go a little bit deeper into their stocks. I mean, we saw Lucy Mulhall-Rock, probably one of the bigger injuries that we have seen in terms of just teams in general. Ireland losing their captain and bringing in a youngster on debut, the age of 19, but now off to the right-hand side. Kick is unsuccessful, but the score in this game, 7 points to 5. If New Zealand are not careful, this game could go a lot closer than they want it to. And, you know, China at the moment, they've had a bit of a roller coaster of a performance throughout this Olympics competition. The US player says JYD. Wait, you're talking about Shave as a US player? Because there is a player for Australia named Shave. So we might be talking about different players if you're talking about a USA player with the last name Shave. Nice pass. Felix Otham. Open space. No one's going to catch her. She is definitely going to make it to the try line in New Zealand. We'll get there second. I might have spoken too soon. Says Aniki there, and good heavens. China score. Come on, New Zealand. Says Roof there. That is some great work. And let's go Ahinis. Says a Mr. All-In, but a nice spin for Georgia Miller. She was on her own 22 and then got that next pass away. New Zealand have to finish China off, says Gus. Yeah, I think that they are definitely going to want to look out for, like, I would say 2 tries is what they will be looking for here, New Zealand ahead. That try might have made New Zealand mad, says Geza, the big US player. Bulldozer Rock. Bulldozer Rock. I know Mulhall Rock is Irish. Who's Bulldozer Rock? Sammy Sullivan, some people consider to be a bit of a rock in that forward pack. And I'm a bit nervous about Australia. If the ball gets to Maddie Levi, it's danger time. Yeah, anytime Maddie Levi touches the ball, it always lures in at least 1 defender, if not 2. And that is something that Australia will try and use to their advantage. New Zealand with the counter-ruck now on the 22 of the Chinese. And now nice step from Caleb Lyde. That'll be another try to New Zealand. So yeah, China may have just fired up the beast when they did get that first try of the contest. 2 quick tries in succession for New Zealand. And Sevens, no one can be underestimated. Says Hillary, exactly right. And China not looking too shabby under the good coach or the good care of Titchens and Rocky Khan. Says Razor. Caleb Lyde, a great step there. Just goes straight round the defenders and then slams that ball down for New Zealand. Now that kick has missed away to the side. So unsuccessful. Kiss on the head from Felix Otham. She has given her one in every try that she has scored. Ferns have just said fun's over. Australia needs to worry about Ireland and France, says JYD. Well, that's the thing. Like, Australia, they will know that they're one of the favourites heading into this competition, which is exactly why they can't get too complacent in some of those big games. Another penalty won by New Zealand. Stefano got into the breakdown, not releasing, goes against China. Now New Zealand have the opportunity to get one more before they head into half-time. And come on, China, do it for my Chinese Welsh ancestors. Says Fleshin. And come on, New Zealand, let's go smackdown time. And absolutely trying to look good, says Gus. Now going off to the right-hand side here. Great pace from, I believe that would have been Poultry Lane. Gets it away to Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe. And she will score the try as well for New Zealand. This game almost seems done and dusted. I don't know if China will be able to come back from 3 converted tries, which might soon be the reality of this game. Just, ooh, nice wide cutout pass. The aerial angle. Very hard to work out where that one was going. This will be interesting in 2 Cents house as he's married to a Chinese lady. Says Geza. I mean, they're spoiled in the regards of they got to watch it twice for the Sevens. You know, New Zealand playing up against China on day number 1 and now playing them on day number 2 as well. A little bit of a bonus there. I heard Hirini, Tyler King are going to retire, not Stacey Waka though. She's been around forever. Yeah, it does seem like New Zealand, they are going to be losing a couple top players, but they've still got that experience, which is good. It's going to be a little bit similar to the men's side at the moment, how you've still got those guys like Collier, Curry, etc. And China will be focused on the swimming now, says JYD. Yeah, although not these players specifically, of course. Although they may be good swimmers. I haven't seen them in the water. Yes, exactly, Razor. Super awesome athletes from all over the place. Says Roof there as well. But at halftime in this contest, 24 points to 5. New Zealand, after conceding that try, and they were down to 6 ladies on the field. They just seem to ramp it up. New Zealand always produce good players, says Geza. It's like a strong team talk going on for the People's Republic of China. Does that Chinese player have a fractured jaw? That wrap looks formidable, says Gus. Yeah, you don't see it too often, a player having that much strapping on. I assume it is from, like you said, a fractured jaw. So the fact that she is just playing on throughout this competition is just a testament to the strength and the will to win for this side. You know, we've seen 2 injuries already for China throughout their Olympics campaign. There are strappings on the knees. There are cuts, there are bruises, but they want to try and go as far in this competition as they can. And Blyden, Georgia, be around for a while, says JYD. And these 7 women's are tough as nails, says Razor. And Boone, 24-5, New Zealand, come on, another 25 point second half, says Roof there as well. Now New Zealand, they will be kicking this one off. The winner of this contest will go on to face the winner of USA versus Great Britain. Got to be built tough to play rugby for a career, though. Says Razor Robinson. Yeah, do take a lot of hard knocks throughout your career. Even playing for a season, you take a lot of knocks. And that's normally the difference. Some people will continue playing after one season. Some people will give it up when they realise what it actually entails. But that's going to be kicked off long from New Zealand inside of the 22 here for China. A little bit of a mistake with their handling. Michaela Blyde telling Georgia Miller to go the other way. She felt like she was going to be isolated with a 2-on-1. So a good decision has been made. Tyler King running sideways finds Georgia Miller, who wants a gap there. Almost finds her way through, but gets the offload to Hirini. She's going to be wrestled down by China's defence. They are just saying there, maybe lucky for Hirini that she did not receive that red card in the first half, and that is coming from the New Zealand commentator as well. Michaela Blyde with the step and go, and she will be through now for yet again another try here for New Zealand. And these ladies can take these knocks built as steel, says Ruth. It'll be interesting to see the improvement in women's sevens in the next few years, says Hillary. Yeah, they've already had their biggest ever attendance, which is massive. I wonder what we've got up our sleeves for the next 2 games, says JYD. Yeah, whoever wins this game, which at the moment it does seem like New Zealand have done enough to secure their spot, they will be taking on the winner of USA versus Great Britain. And that is going to be the next game that does end up taking place. Then after that, it is France taking on Canada. And then the last game of the quarterfinals, Australia versus Ireland, which we will also be covering on the channel. That is the only other quarter that we are going to be doing. But we will have both semis on the channel tomorrow. USA, says JYD. And morning, brother Hamish, let's go, says David the Mob. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. 7 tries for Michaela Blyde already throughout this tournament. I don't have a problem seeing the girls in bikinis. Says Peter Wild. I think you're watching the wrong sport. You're looking for beach volleyball. That has been happening throughout the Olympics, and that is exactly what they wear. And we have there, come on, GB. Says Fleshin. I don't see China winning this match, says Grant. A lovely pun. Now, about to be fed in, it is Huyu. There was a pun that came to mind, but I didn't do it. Peter's still on about his beach volleyball. Says Razor. And come on, GB. Says Flesh. And that one's going to go backwards for China. Only they have very strong passing, but just seems like New Zealand's rush defence starting to cause them a few problems. And we have got there Peter, where's the bikinis? Says Roof, now driving tackle backwards there. Another penalty goes the way of New Zealand regardless of the outcome. Sevens have been a big hit since becoming an Olympic sport, says Geza. Yeah, in front of the home crowd as well. The fact that the home crowd pushed France over the line as well. It would have been an atmosphere and a half, and all the players have said it as well. Felix Hotham, she wanted to reach out, trying to get back up to her feet. She might have scored it if she got back up, and they say that she did. I've sent it to you, but says a Flesh and women's beach volleyball, bring it on, says David the Mod. And Hekia Hok Toa da Manawahine Toa, says Mark Roberts there. New Zealand, they have scored again, this time with Jasmine Felix Hotham. This might be an even bigger scoreline than we saw the first time that these two sides play. I feel like the GB team is getting other teams drunk in the village and saying there should be more rolling balls in sevens, don't you think? Says Gus. Oh, that was close to going out. How'd they get that stereotype, Gus? We did see a rolling ball earlier on yesterday, I think, wasn't it? We actually saw Antoine Dupont score a rolling ball try in the final as well, just to rub a little bit of salt into the wounds of the Fijians. 3 minutes remaining now. 4 tries for Jasmine Felix Hotham. And that one's going to be knocked back by China again, but Stacey Waka has got the possession. Yes, more rolling balls in sevens, please. We need a team that only does rolling maul. We have good there, you can say, but Amish. It's a Valley's term of endearment. It is. I know of the logic of it, or the meaning behind it, but people... Who was it? Was it in the comments or was it in the chat one time that someone was like, why are you calling him butt? They thought that you were being mean to Grant, didn't they? Oh, the referee's kneecaps almost got a pounding there, which is an interesting sentence. It's going to be New Zealand's ball for this scrum. Hamish says Ollie is the best. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing extremely well. The Red Roses. Says Gus. Now 2 minutes left in this quarter-final match. We go there. Peter Wild, your wild buddy. Olympic mud wrestling should be available. Now, nice attack and run there and through again. That is a try for Paul. And I figured out 7, says Razor. I have a feeling New Zealand will win the gold. Australia so far, the only team looks close to them in my opinion. Says Eldon. And ask Grant to say glass. What was it that they say? Gloss. 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 Sorry, Grant. It needs 6 Ben Tame-Funas and 1 goal kicker. 6 Tame-Funas on the rolling ball drive and the kicker for cover, defence and conversions. And copy that, Roof. And France says JYD. And copyright that, Roof, says Gus. That kick is over for New Zealand. Score is just getting bigger and bigger at the moment for the Black Ferns Sevens. They're making a statement here up against China. 1 minute remaining. And rolling balls, stumping tackles, and Dupont, says Ruth. Now 50 seconds remaining in this matchup. New Zealand kicking it off, and once again unable to retain their ball. Setter Hiddeny puts in the fend, and she will score another try for New Zealand. I said that China might make the Ferns mad, says Geza. I know, yeah, France will look pretty good too. Oh, this is a nightmare for China now. Yeah, this looks like New Zealand are going to bring up 50 points. Bit of a lopsided final or quarterfinal, and we might see a few of those, unfortunately. Yeah, just slapped back by Stacey Waka, roly-poly. Is JYD. New Zealand versus USA for the first semi, then France versus Australia for the second, then New Zealand and Australia in the final. That kick has gone over, so that will make the score now 50 points to 5 in favour of New Zealand. People not even clapping in the stands for New Zealand anymore. Savage. Great commentary, Hamish. Looking forward to you covering the women's beach volleyball. I know that it was on earlier on. I did see that, who was it? Latvia taking on Switzerland, because you guys were talking about it on the last live stream we did. And I was like, is it actually on it? And yeah, it was. And then I didn't actually watch because I went to bed. So I know nothing about how they play it. All I know is if it's a cold day, boy, it would suck to play. But now, set a hidden position again for New Zealand. Back across to this left-hand side. New Zealand could kick it out, but instead they want one last try. And Paul will get it there for New Zealand. 55 points to 5. Well batted, says JYD. And Boomfa. And 60, says Razor. Man, good as gold. That is very well done from New Zealand. This game, they looked nervous in the first few moments, but then from there it just ended up going completely differently, to say the very least. 55 points to 5, still a kick to come, probably 57-5 at the end of this contest. And I don't want to, okay, it's missed there, 55-5. I don't want to speculate, but one of the largest winning margins in a quarterfinal in an Olympic Games for the women's sevens, it's got to be close to it, doesn't it? 50-point margin between these two sides. It turned into a massacre, let's be honest. Yeah, definitely not a close game, which, I don't know, I thought it might have been a little bit closer just because of the way that China played up against Fiji, but maybe that was their big game. And then also a couple injuries did hurt them. And New Zealand 50-5, or it was 55-5. The scoreboard hasn't given them the extra 5 points. They were scoring that quick that it couldn't even keep up with them half the time. But the next game that we are doing, ladies and gentlemen, it will be taking place between Ireland and Australia. So be sure to keep an eye out for that one. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.